Peppington. I hope you can hear me. It's late at night. I bought a new adapter for my microphone, but for some reason it's not working. So I really hope you can hear me. My eyes may look a little red, pink. It's because I was crying. Do not think anything else, okay? So I guess I must say this one thing that really comes to my mind, and it's the message that I want to put out today. That's the reason I actually opened up the camera. It's almost 1 a.m. right now where I am, but I had to make this quick video, right? I had to put some clothes on just to, I don't know, I felt like it. So the message of today is don't give up. Don't give up. I don't care what the naysayers may say about you. I don't care if they don't believe in you. I don't care if they humiliate and mock you or your dreams. I don't care if they say you're delusional. I don't care. I really don't care. All I know is don't give up. Don't give up. Sometimes our win is waiting right around the corner, and we may give up just some steps before we arrive at the corner, and sometimes that is tremendously sad. So if there's anything that I need to say to you today is don't give up. Don't give up, even if you're not there. Do not give up on your dreams. Do not give up on your goals. Just keep going, even though there's sometimes obstacles. There will be obstacles. Sometimes it's like, do you really want it? You know, and I'm not saying some crazy-ish, like health issues, right? But still, like, if you're an artist, you're an artist. Nobody can ever take that away from you. I'm giving just an example, right? Because, like, I'm an artist and I resonate so much with art, but you can be anything, right? If you're feeling cold to do something, you have to do something. And if your whole soul screams that you have to do it, then you have to do it. And I don't care if right now it feels like you're losing. Because it may feel like you're losing. You may feel like you're losing. You may actually losing. But you gotta understand, sometimes you gotta fail in order to succeed. That is why, because from our mistakes, we learn how to get ish done, right? Like, I'm a 6'3" lion in human design. That goes also out for like 6'3", 3'6", some 3s or some 6s in human design. Like, we need to learn through trial and error, and it may take us years, because it's actually after your 30s that you actually get to realize after the mistakes you've done a lot of things. And a lot of things in my life I learned through the biggest failures. But that not only made me stronger, but that made me wiser, and that made me understand what I want and what I don't want, and that made me understand the game better, you know, how I needed to play the game. And sometimes you need to play a certain game. You know, I hate to say this, but sometimes, you know, you gotta learn how to play the game. And by learning the game, like, even like in life, right, like when you're about to learn a new game, you gotta lose sometimes. You gotta, you know, see how this game is. And sometimes you have to lose a lot of times in order for you to understand, oh, now I have a strategy, right? But like, don't give up. I really do believe, because like, it's what Nikki says, which Nikki has been my personal mentor for years, right? Without her being my mentor, right? But it's like, this woman has given me so much strength and so much power through such really hard times of my life. And everything I have taken from this woman, and every time I see this woman, all this lesson I've learned is that no, don't give up. Like, really, life has always something beautiful. But what she said is like, your win can be around the corner. Don't give up. And, you know, and I'm gonna give you some example. I'm gonna give like some artistic examples, because like, I'm an artist and I love art, you know, but you can take your own examples, right? So I'm gonna give her as an example, you know. I'm gonna give her as an example. She took L after L. She took loss after loss. It took so many no's basically in her career. But look at her where she is right now. She is the queen of rap for the last 15 years. And she has opened the doors of female rappers when there were none. Especially when she made it mainstream, you know? And she went from no to no to no to no. People lying about her, people playing manipulative games. But it's what she said in her song, Just the Memories, you know? I went home writing 50 more raps just because I knew you really wanted me to fall back. And look where she is, you know? There's also J. Cole. J. Cole had to really, you know, push his pen and do a lot of things. And you have to try it so many times. And you have to push his itch till he actually got to give his things to Jay-Z. Right? But he had to do a lot of push. Right? Just so many examples. I have Marina, which was called Marina and Diamonds, right? Like she went to so many auditions for like 2 years. I don't know how many no's she got, but there were many, around 100. But she never really gave up. She even sold her little EPs, which she really tried to make without having any knowledge of music. And she sold some of them. And look where she is now. She has her own empire. She has her own brand. She is her own brand. She's independent, you know, and she did her thing even though she was in Atlantic Records before. Like she did her own thing. She picked her own lane. Just so many examples, right? Like I can give you BTS examples, like 17 examples, like Stray Kids, like John had to see so many of his friends, including Bam Bam, going, you know, like getting into groups and all that and feeling like ish because he was like, when am I going to debut? When am I going to, like, you know, get my own team and get things done? He was 21. He was like, you know, I gave up. I don't, you know, like, I don't know if I'm going to get to do that because, you know, they need younger people. And it's like, you know, he tried his best. And even though he was waiting for years, he never gave up. And it's so good that he didn't give up. Like, look where they are. They have done something beautiful and something big. You know, they have succeeded at the craft they wanted to succeed. Right? I'm not talking about like success is really personal, right? But all I'm saying is like these people could have gave up. You know, J Bomb could have gave up when JYP just really wasn't accepting his beats, and he was ridiculing him, and all the humiliation that he went as he went through as a leader and as a producer and as an artist. But look where he is. He started a lot of loss in order to take their name back, and they became the first boy group in history of K-pop that they are independent and they had still kept their name and they can still, you know, like say their songs, go on lives, and I think they own their masters if I'm sure. Like look at BTS. BTS didn't thought they would, you know, still go on, and they thought they would disband at some point. And they started as the little group of Big Hit. When Big Hit was just nothing important, nothing special, when they had to compete with all those big freaking machines, which they were labels. Such as JYP, such as YG, such as SM. For those who don't know, those are the three big companies in Korea that if you're not in them, you're not going to succeed, you're not going to make it. But they made it. They made it out the basement, bro. They really did. It took time, but it took effort, and it took job. But they keep being, you know, consistent and persistent. All I'm trying to say is don't give up. Because if you're being called to do something, eventually you'll do it. And there's a reason why you're being called to do something. There's a reason why you're being so drawn to something. Because if it wasn't for you, it wouldn't call you. You know? And sometimes I really believe that the things you want to do is because you actually did them in the future. You know? The things you want so crazily to do is because you have already done them. They're already written for you. Do I believe And weird things, yes, I believe that we have made certain deals before we came here. Yes, I believe that. I believe we made certain deals to do things. But all I'm saying is, like, if you look at the strongest people, the strongest artists, with the biggest fandoms and with everything, you know, like if you see them, like even Taylor, right? And I know there's a lot of controversial going, but you know, they have shitted on her. But you know, like when you see her art through the years, you see a person that gets to know how to market themselves. You see a person that has built an empire. You see a person that is still going to be played years after. You know, you see a person that really made something out of nothing, and she really made something out. You know, she made a castle out the stones thrown at her. You know, so I really do believe that it's really important not to stop, even if you fail. I don't care. My parents called me a failure because I tried 2 times to get into college, but I just couldn't. You know, they never counted my tries, my determination, my consistency, my hard work. But that's what I did. And when I look back into why, you know, I tried 2 times, even though I didn't succeed, I see, you know, I see that I was so resilient. And that's what I'm going to take. Because I was resilient. And looking back at the old me, I'm always being inspired. And I made this video for her and for everyone that they've been told that they cannot make it. Because they will. Because they will. Because you will. I did a lot of things I thought I couldn't do. And I'm happy I did. And I believe that when you believe in something, your belief in something is just so strong that it can just break everything else away. So do not give up, no matter what people say, no matter what people think, no matter if they're going to throw stones at you. Learn to alchemize that energy and learn to make a castle out of that. When people hate on you and when people look down on you, learn how to be creative about it. That's what, at least what I do. You know, a lot of times in my videos, I come here because there's a certain energy I'm turning into fuel. There's a certain energy I'm turning into something greater, into knowledge and into things, into expression. You know, that's something they can never take away from you. So do not take it away from yourself. Do not listen to them. If you know you and your path, that's enough. That's enough. You don't need them. You don't need them. Generally, you know, like quite the voices around you, because they don't matter. In August, I had to make some really tough decisions, and everybody had the same voice. Everybody was saying the same thing. And so, you know, sometimes as a person of the universe, you know, as a person that studies symbols, signs, and things of the universe, you know, I was like, maybe they say that because the universe wants me to know. But then I was like, you know, there are those times, those few times, which you see something repeated just so you can break it. You know, there are just those times which God and the universe may want to see if you're going to hear yourself, your voice, or everybody else's voice. So, you know, because I had to make this decision. Am I going to listen to everybody else around me, even though I don't agree, even though I know that that thing is not working, even though I have learned from my own personal journey, you know, that this is not something I want to follow or listen. Am I going to listen to myself for the first time in my life, or am I going to keep listening to everybody else? I had to make this tough decision to listen to myself, even though it was risky for a person who always, you know, doubt myself. And I've always had second guessing thoughts. I've always was questioning myself, my actions and everything, because I gave so much power to other people. You know? I was a person that when I was indecisive, I was calling other people. you know, just to see different point of views. Of course, I was doing what I wanted to do, but the thing is, you know, this was the time to really learn and get my ish together and say, you know what, I don't care, or I care, but at the same time, I'm going to listen to myself this time around, because myself, my personal decisions when nobody else got involved, never took me to wrong places, right? Especially when I'm in tune with my intuition. So listen to your inner compass. Listen to your inner voice. It's really important to do that. It's really important. And sometimes the little voice, the stable and like silent, not silent, like very quiet voice is the voice of the intuition. Most of the time, it's the voice that is more anxious and all that. It's not the intuition, it's just fear, which is okay. You can still create from fear. Excuse me. All I'm really saying is that do not take away from yourself the chance to try and fail and try and fail and try and fail till you actually get it together. There's just so many people who done that, and they never truly failed. They just learned to shape themselves. They just learned to take no and turn it into something they, you know, that they created something for. You know, they took the no and they made it yes. They took the no and it challenged them. So just take the no and let the no challenge you. Take the no and turn it into something that has meaning. And if the no gives you more fuel, then keep it. Alchemy is such a big thing, because with alchemy you get to understand how to play the game. And how to play the game is to alchemize. Take everything that throughout you and make something out of it. That's life, baby. That's life. When life gives you lemons, red lemonade, you don't have to drink it. If you don't like it, you can sell it. You know? You can make lemon cake with lemonade. You don't have to do it with lemonade. You can choose whatever to do it. I'm just saying, you have options. Do not give up. I believe in you. I believe in your vision. I know you believe in you. And if there's this deep voice inside of you telling you you need to keep going, you need to keep going. And find, you know, examples which speaks to you. Find people, real life people who made it in the field you want to make it, and just study them to the core. Whether that is astrologically, whether that is business wise, market wise, whether that is like in their field, whatever you have to do, study them. See interviews, listen to podcasts. If they're artists, listen to their songs. You know, listen. If they have written books, read them. Study. Study on things you want to be. Study on people that give you power. Study on them. Study their strength. Study their strategy.